Hello, I'm Ewan Davidson from Godalming Family Mediation. One of the key questions that comes up a lot during divorce and separation is whether or not you should seek legal advice. What I would say is that the first question to ask yourself about that is, are you considering seeing just a solicitor, or are you looking to perhaps get some legal advice in parallel with mediation? If you're thinking about just seeing a solicitor, what I would say is think very carefully about whether that's the right way to move forwards, because it can be a very expensive and time-consuming process, and there's always the risk that the other person involved, so your ex-partner, will also instruct a solicitor, and that can lead to long, expensive, complicated legal battles that potentially will end up in a very complex court case that can take years sometimes to resolve. The other option would be to consider seeking some legal advice, but in parallel with mediation. That keeps all the options open. It makes it as amicable as possible in the circumstances. It lets your ex-partner know that you're keen to try and resolve, that you want to negotiate everything properly, and hopefully come to a sensible and cost-effective solution. What I would say as a mediator is that if you're looking to get some advice in parallel, get in contact with your local family mediator, have the individual meeting with them, explain that you feel you want the extra security or extra backup of having some legal advice, and ask them if they can suggest some names of possible local solicitors who are known to act in an amicable way, who won't become aggressive, who won't rock the boat unnecessarily, and who will actually give you the advice that you need, and then let you make your own decision as to how to move forwards. A key point about this is that if you do see a mediator and also a solicitor, is to make sure that everybody is working in your best interests. By that I also include your own friends and family, because far too often what I find is that people will be trying their best as individuals to talk together, to come to solutions, but then when they go home in the evening or they go out with their friends, they've got all these people who are telling them, well, that's not right, you can do better than that, you can get a better settlement than that, you've got to push harder. It's really important to make sure that you explain to everybody around you that you're trying to come to a sensible solution, you're not looking for a battle, you don't want to press buttons that you don't need to press. And if everybody does that, it's amazing how often you can come to a sensible solution. So to summarise what your options are, the first option is to go and see a solicitor, but first make sure that you're choosing somebody who's actually working in your best interests. The next option is to decide, would you also then like to see a mediator in parallel with getting legal advice? What you may want to do is to contact the mediator first, I would suggest, and then you can make a decision after that as to whether to contact a solicitor in parallel with mediation. And the third option is to purely go down the mediation route, and if you need to get some legal advice later in the process, then you can do that and you can ask for a referral from the mediator. To find out more, please download the free divorce and separation guide from the website. Thank you.